Hello everybody, my name is Solo, welcome back to the channel, and we're gonna have a discussion about Pet Star Ultimate. Unfortunately, this may be one of the last videos you guys ever see me do a Pet Star Ultimate, because from the sounds of it, Pet Star Ultimate is done. And you might be wondering, well, what do you mean, right? What do you mean by Pet Star Ultimate is done? Like, what does that entail? So basically, let me tell you about a few things. So I'm gonna pull over Discord because it kind of helps me explain this a bit more here. So basically, the update came out on 7/19/2025 with Darted. Right, and we'll talk about Darted's title here in a second. There's a bunch of other stuff, like new stuff, and I checked it out. It was kind of a bit of a mixed bag of an update because it requires you to, go to these Sky Islands, right, which is here, and then it requires you to have 10 billion to get to the next one, And I kind of looked at it and I was like, maybe at some point I'll sit down and make a video about it. Well, today, or at least yesterday, there was another notification, at 11 today. And it says, at everyone, first off, I would like to apologize on behalf of Sushiwi, the team, and I. I admit what we did was wrong to not update you all on the current status of PSU, and for that I couldn't apologize more. We can assure that this won't happen again, but let me update you with the next steps for this studio. Firstly, I've taken over the studio, meaning I own both the Discord and the Roblox community, both of which will be co-owned by Gavin and Ithaliot. We will get to work ASAP to deliver you some awesome games and other projects in the near future, but please don't spread any hate towards Sushiwi or his channel. None of this was his fault at all. It fell down to complications. As for PSU support, we will look into it and we will make sure to clean the game up before releasing our next project. We hope you understand and are excited for the future in the near rebranding of Sushiwi Studios. Thanks. So now we can address it. Darted is now the owner of what is currently called Sushiwi Studios. However, Sushiwi Studios will not be the final name of this group, unfortunately, because Sushiwi, it sounds like, has parted ways with Pet Star Sim / Pet PSU, and has decided to go somewhere and do some other things. And again, I'm not gonna, just like the message says, I'm not gonna spread any hate. I'm kind of a little bit confused, but honestly, if it's background stuff, I'm not gonna pry for information, of course. But yeah, I wish him all the best in whatever he decides to do next. And I'm excited to see what Darted and those guys are gonna be working on, because Darted seems to have kind of more of a clue of talking to the community. He's been in my comment sections. He's been on Twitter and everything else, so I'm excited to see what they're working on. However, this does ultimately mean that PSU at this point is done. There's no more, from what they're saying, there's no more content updates coming. They're going to be working on new projects, which means more than likely this is the last video that you guys will see from my channel on Pet Star Ultimate. And it is kind of sad because, well, we had, of course, Pet Star Simulator, which was its own kind of thing. Initially kind of like more of a something you could do to the, instead of Pet Sim 99, you could play Pet Star Simulator. Then they decided to make a second one, which was this, Pet Star Ultimate. And now, unfortunately, it seems like they might be branching into different games, and it might be interesting to see what they decide to do. But as far as this game is concerned, I think this might, again, be the last video I make on it. my final closing thoughts on just this game in general, I will definitely say there were still issues with this game that was still kind of prevalent in the original. One of the biggest ones is tickets. Tickets in this game are a little bit kind of worse to get than the original game. Because in the original game, you're kind of guaranteed tickets when you hit a certain level. Right? Whereas this one, well, yes, it does have this infinite thing. Even at tier 8, I've gone at least like 30-40 levels with no ticket whatsoever. Right? And for me, as like just a player in general, this kind of just makes the overall experience start to feel bad. And I start thinking, hey, why would I spend all my time leveling if my reward is going to be like the same, drinks and stuff that I've been getting, and not the tickets that I could use to, get game passes. Another thing I think is the balance between I just think areas in the world and events. And this was a thing I made on the 4th of July video. When we got the 4th of July event, it was miles ahead of stuff we are getting, and then the update right after the 4th of July event, if you guys notice, I'm still using my 4th of July pets because they're better than the pets that came out afterward. And that's another thing I did point out is, hey, if we're going to make events, the things that come after the events need to be more powerful than the event pets, so then it doesn't seem like, well, you missed out on this event, so now you're going to still be behind all the time, right? Just kind of one of those things. The mini games were a nice touch, however, some of them I think were a bit too long. The one that I necessarily actually point to when I say, hey, it might be a bit too long, is the tech rush here in the Circuit Citadel, because I think the Bee Prairie is a good example of a mini game that is kind of fun to do every 10 minutes, right? Because it rewards quite a bit for playing the game and not just going through and okay, I was about to say I'm lagging there, but it rewards you for actually playing. Oh, it's this one, and it's kind of one of the more chill experiences I've had with just games in general. Being able to just flip tiles over and kind of chill out is pretty cool. But also another big thing with this is that it's easy to pick this up and then just do all those, right, with one remaining. But with the other one here, this one, the Star Rush, it required you to take 2-3 minutes out of your time and grind it. And even if you got a decent score, you're getting 30 tokens per run, and you weren't getting any a lot of other items, which at the end of the day just kind of made it feel overall just bad. Because it's okay, I'm spending all this time to do this mini game instead of grinding other resources. What do I have to show for it? And it's oh, well, you get 30 tokens, and anything you would want is 2,000 to 5,000 tokens, and it's so what you're telling me is it's a lot of tokens. Another thing I will say, clans were way out of most people's price range, and basically cutting off the clan feature for people who don't have enough tickets, or didn't get lucky enough to have enough tickets or the Robux to do so, also felt really bad, to the point where it's just I stopped trying to interact with it, because it was just kind of annoying to keep track of and like have the actual tickets ready because, well, it was I think it was like 250 tickets or something like that. But yeah, it was pretty spendy for the clan stuff. But overall, like, I like the aesthetic of a lot of it. I like the mechanics of a lot of it. There was just some things I, did want to like point out. And I hope that this team does find, more passion in later projects, because I very much do trust Started to be able to make games, same with the people behind him. But I definitely think, PSU and PSS, I think, are just kind of more stepping stones at this point and have shown like a bunch of lessons that are really good for them to take forward. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they do in the future. But as of right now, I think this is going to be it for PSU for this channel. So if you guys did enjoy it, as always, hit the like button, comment down below. What do you guys think the next game is going to be? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so then you guys never miss a video. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.